Hi there, my name is Mmanakana, your partner in gaining competitive advantage and achieving entrepreneurial success and the only possibilitarian. You're listening to Hurry on Strategy, a podcast for startup business owners, and today the category is sales and money. Today is all about making money. You're in business as a business owner, as a startup, whatever the small business, you're in business to make money. I know you may have gotten in business because, lots of business stories will start as, I started a business because, I care a lot about people, I wanted to create jobs and things like that. Although you may be meaning well, that's not really the main reason of business. You start a business to make money, and it's only when you have money that you can be able to change lives and create jobs and all that. But your motive and your goal shouldn't be to do all of those kind of stuff. And bad news is that the reason why you're not making money could be because you're more focused on changing the world, creating jobs and things like that. As such, you're not yet treating your business as an enterprise that is supposed to be making money, right? So today I'm here to really give you a wake-up call to say that you're in business to make money, and it's time to make some money, right? It is time to make money, because at the end of the day, your goal has to be, if really you're full-time in business as a business owner, what you've known is entrepreneurship, and there is no even goal or a plan to exit entrepreneurship and go to corporate and get a job. If this is what if you're in this full-time, you need to start thinking about becoming a working class in your own business. And becoming a working class in your own business means that your business gets to a level that pays you a salary, that you're able to get to a point whereby you can buy a house, a car, you can get a salary from the business, the income that your business is making. But your business is not going to make money if you're treating it as a thing that was started to create jobs, because you care about people, because a sad story, that go to do charity, go to do an NPO, start an NPO. You need to start waking up to the fact that if you really are to become successful, really successful, I'm talking about, getting to a level that your business gives you resource, i.e. money, to purchase, to live the life that you want, to have a house, a car, and things like that, because those are some of the basic necessities of life to function well in life, right? If you are to get to that point, you need to transition from being a survivalist entrepreneur to being a business person. And a business person understands that we are running a business, and they're running a business to make money, right? So today I'm here to share with you where to start, right? I don't care about the mistakes that you've done in the past. I don't care if you haven't been doing the things that I'm saying you're supposed to be doing. I don't care if you haven't been treating your business like a business. What matters is that today is another chance. It's another opportunity to start making money, to start treating your business like a business and start being a business person, right? So today, like I said, the category is sales and money. It's all about making money. So after all, staying in business and business resilience is all about whether or not your business has money. If your business doesn't have money, you're out. You're out of business. You're failing, right? Your business has to make money, right? So, and this thing of every day, you wait, you become, complacent, and then only towards month end you're now active trying to get clients and trying to run promotions, and you obsess and you become desperate for that money, for that person who can just give you some money, some project and all that. That is not sustainable. That is not going to work. That is just not how we run business. How we run business is that you have to start from day one. Everything starts from, it's always in the works. You're always planting the seed. You do not plant when you're hungry, because when you plant when you're hungry, you're gonna uproot. You're gonna prematurely uproot the plants before they even bear fruits, right? So the mindset here is that if you're the kind of person that wants to build a business that's gonna pay them a salary, you need to get into the habit and the mindset of we planting every day. We are planting the seed every day. When we are making money, when we're not making money, we're always in business. Meaning every day you have to wake up, you have to work on your business. You have to make sure that you're doing something that is generating income, that is going to generate either today or tomorrow or later on. You understand? And for some reason, that analogy is actually what gives the structure that I want to share with you today on how to go about doing the things that can actually help you, generate that income. How do we go about making money in business? This is a system that I've been using, that I've actually discovered and realized, like, okay, this is actually what it takes. We all know that sometimes, like with the pandemic, when the pandemic hit, it actually closed some of the revenue sources and channels and all that, right? Because we were under quarantine, the economy was under quarantine and all that. So that's when I actually started to think of other ways, because if the only way at the time, if you're a restaurant and the only way was you only made money when people walked in and purchased food or whatever, or sat down and ate, if that was the only model that you used, and then there was lockdown, it meant that you were out of business because you closed down, right? So those were the moments that actually should have triggered something in your mind to say that I need to start thinking, diversifying, finding a way to diversify how I make money, right? And that's just essentially what I'm going to share with you today. So the subject of making money in sales today, if the question is, where do I start? This is how you start. Tomorrow, today, this is how you're going to start, right? The first thing you need to do, right? Like I said, I don't care about the mistakes that you've done. What I care about is that today you're going to make the decision to start making money in your business. And here's how you start. The first thing, you need to think about 3 types of income. The first income is the passive income. The second income is the retainer income. And then the third type of income is big checks. Those are the type of incomes that you need to think about when you're doing your sales efforts, when you are running your business. You need to focus, you need to make sure that you have passive income, create a way to generate passive income, retaining income, and big checks. And this is what that looks like, what those mean. Passive income, we already know. Like, people say that it's making money while you're sleeping and things like that. Although it's closer to the truth, what it really means is this. It's all about, if you're in a service business, it's all about the productization of your service. It's all about, whatever the line of business that you're in, creating a product or a service, that you can you create it once and then it keeps on making you money. It's like when you create a YouTube video, you've created this year, and then it keeps on through AdSense and all that, it keeps on making money for you. But that's just one video that you've created. It could be a book, it could be a digital product, it could be an ebook, it could be something that you've created that gives you passive income. You don't have to be there all the time to deliver it to the customers. So think about the product line and service line that you have, the product and services. How can you create a passive income with the line of business that you're in? For example, I could say in my case, I would say when at the time I was still in consulting, and when the pandemic hit and I was offering consulting services and things like that, and I realized that most people no longer afford it because there was uncertainty about how long will the pandemic last, money, the security and all that, the income security and all that. So most people started not, affording my consulting fees. And I thought of coming up with a way to productize my services. Hence, I actually thought of, that's when I started writing books. I started writing books during the pandemic. I started becoming a publishing author because of the pandemic, because I realized that if I can have, I've written some, business plan guides and things like that, so that if somebody cannot afford a consultation fee or the service fee for the project, they can just get these at a low cost. It's something that I've produced once, but anyone can buy it. Like, it's just passive. You can just make money from that particular thing passively, right? So think about your product and service lines. If you do not have it yet, what can you create that can give you passive income? Because passive income, it's that surprise random money that just gets into your bank account, and then it just helps you, it keeps you afloat. It can actually turn into some sort of a working capital, whether it's $2, $20, $200, whatever bucks. That thing makes a difference. So think of productizing your service or product, or creating something that can give you passive income. There's some people that created some sort of a subscription, membership platforms and all that. Think of something that can give you passive income. What can you do? It could be a course that you create. What can you do that can give you passive income, right? And then after passive income, the second thing, think of retainer income. Retainer income, this is very important. The reason why I'm so obsessed with, encouraging entrepreneurs to move from survivalist entrepreneurship to becoming business owners, the working class, it's because it is very important. What makes entrepreneurship really, really hard is the fact that sometimes month end you do not have money. So it is important for this pursuit of entrepreneurship to be a worthwhile pursuit. It has to pay off. You can't always be in pursuit and eating that. It has to pay off one way or the other at some point, right? Hence, it is important, because you can't, the inconsistencies that are there in terms of income, they're just there. They're just a norm in entrepreneurship, right? But to really bridge the gap and create some level of certainty regarding your income, right, so that you can have some sort of security, is to have what I call retainer income. You already know what retainer is all about, right? When you retain people or agencies and things like that. But this is what I mean, because people think that retainers work only for consultants or lawyers and things like that. It works for any type of business. What it means is that instead of having only once-off transactions, think of having, securing 1, 2, 3, whatever the number of people that you can actually get into several service level agreements with. These are the people that let's do an example. Instead of paying, if your product or service is $5,000, instead of a client paying that, how about you break it down? You say, you know what, pay me on a retainer basis instead of giving me that, because sometimes when it comes in and then it comes and then it goes out, right? Because sometimes entrepreneurs tend to get into that habit, especially if you haven't yet exercised the muscle of discipline, right? So instead of them paying you $5K, how about you break that into 1K? That's like 1K over a period of 5 months, so that you know that for a period of 5 months you are sorted. You're gonna be having 1K a month, right? So how do you decide how many clients you need for retainer income, for this retainer income? Because you don't want to stretch yourself too thin, right? So for retainer income, think about what I call the threshold income that you need. If you have my book that I've just recently published, In Retrospect, this is what it takes to build a successful business. If you have that book, then you know what a minimum threshold income is all about and how to calculate it. And in essence, this is the number that it will take, the money that you need to make, that your business needs to make for you to be okay, for you to be paid a salary, and for your business to stay afloat, right? It is more than the break even, right? So that's how, if your business needs to make only 10K, then you need to know that, okay, what percentage of that goes towards passive income, retainer income, or the big checks, right? So you decide. If you need 10K, so how many clients do I need to get that 10K? Sometimes you don't have to always be, all over and then stretching yourself too thin and just hustling. If you know your number, you'll focus your efforts in even your sales efforts, right? So the retainer income is all about getting that monthly guaranteed income. It could be $500, $1,000, whatever the bucks, as long as there's something guaranteed that is coming in every month. then that will be in addition to what? The passive income. Now we get to the third thing, which most people often think about. And that's why you are delaying in making money. That's why you do not have clients sometimes. That's why you are struggling. The big checks. Obviously, the goal, if you own a spaza shop, the goal is to become a retail chain, right? That's what most of you are saying. If you were starting a small bakery, you want to become the next retail bakery and all that. You want to become that the version, the established version, or the established version of the current dominant competitors, right? That's what you're looking for. The big checks. You want to be a top person, a top player, right? That's what the big check is all about. If your goal is, whatever the business is, you want to be making this amount of money monthly, daily, weekly, and all that. That is all good. Where you're gonna be able to afford to even pay staff, employ people, have company vehicles, benefits and things like that. That's the big checks. That's what you're shooting for. That's your moonshot, right? The big checks is what you're working towards. And what you're working towards, then you need to think of, what does the big check look like for your line of business? For your type of business, what does it mean to be making rockstar money? What does that look like? Whether you're selling a product, whether you're selling service and things like that. For some people, it could be that what that looks like is doing business with corporate, being contracted by corporate, to offer the service, to supply something. That is the big check. That's what you're focusing on. Then this means that for the big check, also, you need to start getting into the habit of sending proposals, responding to RFPs, responding to RFQs, to tenders and things like that. You need to start getting into that line of business, that habit. You need to start exercising that side of doing business, right? Those are the big checks. It can be daunting, it is tricky, it demands a lot and things like that. So most of you that say are looking for tenders and things like that, and you just only focusing on a tender and you don't get it, and then you get demoralized, and then you die, and then you disappear, and then you come back later when there's another tender. Whereas you can just focus on the passive income, create something that could give you passive income and retainer income so that you can stay afloat while working on the big checks. How about that? So that's where you start. For you to start making money as a business right now, for you to start getting that money coming in the month, every day, whatever the frequency, so that you can always have something in the bank. This is where you start. You start with creating a way to get passive income, retainer income, and big checks. Until next time.